The film opened with a successful computer hacking by 20-ish cybergeek hacker and code writer Matthew Farrell and other anonymous geeks into government files, including the FBI, Federal Reserve, etc., and sending the code to My Lin, who claimed it was only a security systems test. The hackers received $50,000 in exchange, but then they were being murdered in their homes by implanted computer explosives when they pressed the delete key. Soon after, 7 hackers were discovered dead. The action then moved to the FBI Cybersecurity Division in Washington, D.C., where the employees' computers were powered down, an intentional breach caused by My Lin. Orders were sent out to round up and interview all possible computer hackers throughout the country who might conceivably be responsible around the time of the 4th of July weekend. In another scene, overprotective, aging, balding father and sarcastic blue-collar NYPD cop John McClane interrupted a car necking session between his estranged daughter Lucy Gennaro McClane and her boyfriend Jim. Divorced, McClane was stalking and spying on Lucy, and she was attempting to entirely avoid him, and she refused to use his last name, as she cried out,
"You are such an asshole."
After she returned to her room, he received a phone call from a former boss. The feds had called in a favor requesting McClane, a senior detective, to pick up a computer hacker named Matthew Farrell, codenamed F4RR3LL, in nearby Camden, New Jersey, and escort him to the Hoover Building in D.C. McClane's late-night, unexpected arrival at Farrell's apartment door interrupted the triggered explosion of an uploaded virus into Farrell's computer, detonated with the delete key. The assassin's plan B was to literally murder Farrell, causing McClane to calmly counterattack and kill 3 of the 5 snipers as they assaulted the apartment with massive gunfire. The scene ended with the destruction of the apartment when the delete key was activated by a falling object onto the keyboard. McClane deduced that the men were there to kill Farrell, as McClane elucidated.
"You're the criminal."
The instigator of the cyberplot was menacing, techno-terrorist computer programmer Thomas Gabriel, Mai's boss and lover, who ordered a helicopter with armed gunmen to trace Farrell's route as he was driven by McClane into Washington, D.C. to the FBI building. Stage 1 of Gabriel's objectives was to take over the city's transportation hubs, including the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, with its grid of traffic signals and cameras, causing multiple car crashes, collisions, and snarled traffic at busy intersections. All the lights are green. Soon, it became apparent that there was a burgeoning transportation meltdown throughout the entire country. Overwhelmed, FBI Deputy Director Miguel Bowman surmised, "We're under attack." Gabriel also sabotaged Homeland Security with a simulated anthrax scare in government buildings, provoking evacuations of all bureaucratic offices and the dispatching of hazmat forces. Stage 2 of the plot was to take control of Wall Street's stock market and other financial sectors, precipitating a panic and selling frenzy. Neck-deep in damage control, Bowman also was coordinating a counteroffensive. Once Farrell arrived at FBI headquarters with McClane, he suspected that the widespread terrorist attacks were caused by major infrastructure computer security grid malfunctions. Gabriel hijacked cable news and broadcast an unauthorized fake video on the 4th of July to induce fear. A ransom note-style montage of speeches of U.S. presidents. Farrell hypothesized about the attack. Jesus Christ, it's a fire sale. It's a 3-step systematic attack on the entire national infrastructure. Everything must go. The 3 components were transportation, the financial base and telecoms, and the utilities gas, water, electric, nuclear. While a convoy of 2 FBI vehicles escorted McClane and Farrell to the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, they were traced by My Lin's computers. Farrell admitted that the other 7 dead hackers were his competition in a game to help a software firm crack a mutating encryption algorithm. Posing as a dispatcher at FBI headquarters, My Lin directed the 2 cars to a different location, as McClane discovered the deception with a trick question and spoke directly to Gabriel by radio. The mastermind had learned all about McClane's background and computer files and wiped out his financial 401k. He financially bribed McClane to kill Farrell. Then, Gabriel's helicopter attacked with gunfire. During the intense firefight, McClane raced his borrowed police car through the streets to evade the machine gun blast from the chopper and found refuge in a toll booth tunnel, although the bad guys redirected traffic to approach from both directions, to destructively collide in the middle in a major pileup. McClane sailed or launched his police car up into the air from the toll booth at the tunnel's entrance, after diving from the driver's seat, to crash into the airborne helicopter, prompting an explosive fireball. The crazed Gabriel mistakenly believed that the two had died in the tunnel, and then ordered the beginning of Stage 3, the takeover of the National Data Administration's major servers in Woodlawn, Maryland, outside of Baltimore. This was the unlikely but secure location of the Social Security Administration, where his men proceeded to download multiple files for exploitative use. McLean and Farrell found chaos rampant in the Metropolitan Police Department offices, as Mylin, impersonating an FBI agent, was helicoptered away to the Eastern Power Hub, West Virginia. Another video was broadcast on all TV channels by Gabriel. It was a news report about the demolition of the U.S. Capitol building. McLean phoned Bowman to tell him that the blast was not real. It's a fake. But a panic had already been created, as wireless cell phone and landline networks were being deactivated. Farrell thought about what would be the next target in the fire sale he had forecast. He believed that the next target would be the closed-circuit security system of the eastern hub of the power grid, located at Middleton, West Virginia, where Mylin had been flown, in order to wipe out all power to the eastern third of the nation. McLean and Farrell stole an abandoned car and began driving there. As Mylin and her FBI agent henchman arrived at the Middleton Power Facility and gained access to the fourth-floor central control room and its computer systems to shut down the power grid. Meanwhile, Bowman learned that the terrorists were communicating by mobile means. McLean, after he had eliminated the remainder of her henchmen, confronted Mylin in the control room and engaged in an extended martial arts fight and life-and-death struggle with her. He eventually killed her when she was trapped in a vehicle that crashed in a fireball down an elevator shaft. Farrell attempted to reverse the deactivation of the power system on the East Coast, although the terrorists had already taken over the western and central power hubs. When Gabriel called to check on his girlfriend Mai, Farrell took a video webcam screenshot of Gabriel and transmitted it to Bowman, who recognized his former colleague. In the past, Gabriel had been spurned by his government department for reporting problems after September 11th. He was DoD's chief programmer for infrastructure security. To retaliate for his girlfriend's death, Gabriel ordered the rerouting of natural gas in the pipelines to converge at the WV station. McLean and Farrell immediately evacuated the control room before it exploded, as a massive power outage occurred on the eastern seaboard. Farrell proposed going to the Baltimore house of his friend the Warlock for help. Frederick Kaludis, a digital Jedi. They stole the bad guy's helicopter to fly there with McLean piloting it, and identified the Warlock's well-lit house. Farrell asked the Warlock to retrieve the mutating algorithmic security code that he had created for Gabriel, and to find out how it was being used. It was found to be located and used solely at the Social Security Administration, in the NDA vault at Woodlawn, Maryland, to keep the generators cooled during the extensive download procedure. Kaludis hacked into the Woodlawn facility. To strike back, Gabriel located McLean's daughter, trapped in a stuck elevator during the power outage, and viewed in a webcam security camera, and threatened to seize her as a hostage. McLean was enraged by Gabriel and drove off to Woodlawn, near Baltimore, reluctantly letting Farrell join him. To cover his tracks, Gabriel ordered the killing of his own computer hackers in the mobile tractor-trailer rig. At Woodlawn, McLean and Farrell gained access through an exterior vent, as McLean explained his plan to find Lucy and kill everybody else. They proceeded to the lower part of the facility, the location of the chilling towers. Farrell shut down 3 of the turbines, tripping a security alarm that he hoped would alert Bowman and an FBI response team. Bowman was told that Woodlawn was a secure facility, used as a fail-safe after September 11th to back up all the country's financial information. When the computer system's networks were hit and taken down by Gabriel, all of their financial information was downloaded to Woodlawn servers, including data from banks, Wall Street, corporate records, government funds, a backup for the accumulated wealth of America. It was thought Gabriel could gain access and transfer the data to a portable hard drive so that he could use the data for his own personal greed, siphon off billions for himself. Gabriel had designed the facility when he was working at NSA. It was his program, and he knew that hacking the system's networks would trigger the complete download. Both McLean and Farrell were targeted for elimination by Gabriel. Although Farrell gained access to the main computer vault using his own algorithm and was able to encrypt the 100% downloaded data in order to block access to it just before being captured at gunpoint. The vengeful Gabriel vowed to McLean, as he held his daughter hostage, about how he had tried to warn the government when he cried foul about the nation's hackable computer systems. Gabriel then used Lucy as a bargaining chip, and he took her with him, as well as Farrell, as he left the building in a small hazmat truck, followed by the semi-trailer rig carrying the portable computer control center. An F-35 fighter jet was on its way, sent by the Pentagon, along with numerous other helicopters. McClane fought off another murder attempt in the building, and then leapt onto the top of the semi-rig to pursue them. He killed the driver of the truck, and then hijacked it. By CB radio, McClane contacted the Warlock to request a patch link through to the FBI in Bowman. He was able to speak to Bowman and informed him of Gabriel's updated location on the 695 interstate, headed north in a hazmat truck. Gabriel instructed his final remaining computer hacker, named Trey, to hack into the computer go codes of the F-35 fighter jet and to communicate the location of the terrorist vehicle, misinforming the jet pilot that the big rig truck was the confirmed target and that he was authorized to confirm and destroy. As the freeway above him collapsed from the jet's assault by missiles, McClane screamed that the pilot is shooting the wrong guy. Falling debris from the overhead collapsing highway crippled the jet's engine and caused the pilot to eject as McClane fell onto the wing of the spinning aircraft from a destroyed ramp on an incline. He miraculously survived when he jumped to safety as it exploded upon impact. McClane tracked Gabriel's van to a nearby warehouse, where the villain had wounded Farrell in the leg and was further threatening to kill Lucy in 10 seconds if Farrell didn't unlock the encryption codes on the downloaded files. McClane entered the warehouse and shot the computer hacker and another henchman, while Gabriel still held his daughter as hostage. Shot and wounded by Gabriel, McClane was groaning on the floor. Gabriel threatened to down McClane. Matt promised 10 seconds longer, as Gabriel told McClane as he stood behind him, with his gun pointed into his wounded shoulder, what his epitaph would be on his tombstone: always in the wrong place at the wrong time. McClane replied,
"How about yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!"
killing Gabriel as he took a bullet through his own body. At the same moment, Matt shot and killed the last henchman. Sobbing, Lucy was reunited with her dad, as she regarded herself, now, as a McClane. The FBI response team arrived with Bowman in charge and took control. Both McClane and Farrell were treated by medics for gunshot wounds. McClane told Farrell that he had received a merit badge and also that chicks dig scars. But when Matt looked toward Lucy's direction, McClane reminded him to not get close to Lucy. However, he was appreciative too. "Thanks for saving my daughter's life." Shortly after, Lucy asked her dad about Matt, and he again expressed his exasperation with their interest in each other.